Rich
Hey,
Rising.
hey,
Hey,
hey, baby.
hey. Happy
Welcome.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday
Happy
once again.
Thursday.
That's right. Well, welcome to our latest edition of Let's Get It Together with Jnine.
And Jezzy.
That's right, in the house. How was your week? How you doing?
My week has been good. First week of retirement. I'm settling into myself. So, you know, I still feel like I'm
Yeah,
just on a vacation for some reason.
do you?
Yes.
Well, welcome to the world of freedom. Uh, congratulations. I really am proud of you. People don't make it
Thank
20
you.
years like that. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
I know you didn't do much of anything initially, so and I wouldn't blame you
What do you mean this week?
this week.
Oh, yeah, I was a couch potato for sure. I
Okay,
was a couch
all right.
potato and, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with myself.
Well, I can figure some things for you to do. Trust and believe.
I'm sure.
So
And a
I'm gonna
lot
kick
of
it off.
restaurant hopping.
That's correct, because we have not been able to really touch on restaurants that we've eaten at or restaurants
Right,
that we plan to eat at, and that really
right,
is a lot of the chunk of what you and I do
right,
on Let's Get It Together. We are really trying to see what the restaurant industry has to offer for foodies like us.
right.
And so, with that being said, I'm gonna go right on into our ratchet report. Um, I'm a little disappointed at the second diner. I'm gonna deal with that one later. But the first
Okay.
one I'm gonna talk about, this one is Don
Lord.
Tortaco Mexican Grill.
No comment. She picking on y'all.
Don Tortaco Mexican Grill on Blue Diamond and Cimarron, honey. So they got 38 demerits, which is a C grade, on their July 24th inspection.
Okay.
The health inspector saw the food handler return to work after eating without washing their hands,
Mm,
all that, and then go back to
mm.
work and touch your food.
No.
There was shredded beef tacos in the fridge that had been expired for days.
Ugh.
What
I
y'all gonna
wouldn't.
do with that?
I know. I was wondering what are y'all doing with it? Why are they in the refrigerator? Like, who was you gonna reserve it to, or
Don
serve it to?
Tortaco. What you
Mm,
plan on doing with this old beef? Right?
mm.
I don't get it. But anyway, there was dry food debris on knives and pans and lids in the clean storage area. Let's be clear.
Oh wow.
Hot rice was stored in a plastic grocery bag, and cutting boards were heavily stored. That cutting board thing is something odd to me because it's been coming up a lot in the dirty dining. I
Right.
don't understand what's so hard about sanitizing and then replacing. I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. I think it's the knife cuts that get into those boards and they
Ridges.
don't clean the ridges very well. And that's just
You said it.
terrible.
You said it. That's exactly right. So moving on, this location is near closing, is what the manager said, Mr. Oscar Gardines. So to
Okay.
me, they're scheduled to be closed in September, but they were still open. They were just
Mm,
slacking, trying to
okay.
get as much money as they could on the way out the door. That's pretty clear because he
Absolutely.
said he doesn't get enough foot traffic. So you're gonna keep the doors open and be neglectful, knowing you
Right.
closing.
Right.
Now you're going out with a bad reputation. But this guy, the manager, says that the health inspector was the problem.
What? How? Please. I wish
Break
he.
it
I could
down.
elaborate. Yes, please
That's right.
elaborate.
So he basically said the health department was rude to them. He didn't say they were wrong.
He
He
just said
didn't
it was
say
wrong.
he didn't say that they didn't deserve that. He didn't say any of that. He basically just said that they were rude, and that
Okay.
is that he was a little too harsh and too picky.
Mm. About
And so
health and safety. Okay. Okay.
he expected them to be in some kind of rules. I'm not quite sure what he expected, but that was a bad look. That's a bad look. And they're
Right.
still closed. They're awaiting inspection. Good luck, Mister uh, Dale Tataco.
Right.
So this one is a little disheartening,
Mm.
and it is because, well, I've never eaten there, so it doesn't break my heart. but it
Okay.
does lend to a little hurt feelings because it's a black-owned restaurant, and it's one that's been a pillar of Las Vegas for years.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay. A black owned hidden dirty dining. Come on
eating
now.
dirty dining, and
What we
so
doing?
with that, it is M&M Soul Food Cafe.
Oh wow. I'm not very familiar with them, but it's
Well,
black owned, so that's disheartening
black-owned.
altogether.
The original, it was founded in Mississippi by Mississippi Marie, not to be mistaken with Mississippi from P Valley. Um, it was first established in LA, and everybody
Okay.
loved M&Ms in LA. If you didn't eat at M&Ms in LA, then you didn't do LA.
Okay.
Okay, it was one of them kind of experiences, and I have eaten there in LA.
Oh.
However, I have not eaten at this one here in Las Vegas, and it is a little disappointing to know that they had an imminent health hazard, which means immediate shutdown.
Oh wow.
It is
Okay.
also a little disappointing to know that they've been on Dirty Dining repeatedly.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
no.
hmm
Okay.
And so this one is that multi-generation, multi-species. That's
I'm
a new one.
sorry.
That's a new
That's
one.
new. That's
Not like
new.
not like we got some little aliens and shit go running around in there. It's a multi-generational and multi-species cockroach infection, infestation.
Multi-species cockroaches?
Multi-generation. Well, there are different species of cockroaches. There's some they want to call water bugs that I've always contested.
Right.
And
Right.
then there's Japanese and American and some of them black, some of them whatever. They all are disgusting to me. And so,
Mm.
in addition to lots of bugs, inspectors um, uh, they found wet and soiled floors. That's a bad work environment.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
hazard in many ways. Food
Right.
debris, and oil inside cabinets, holes in walls, and foundation issues, and which is really surprising. There was a lot of food in the temperature danger zone, including raw chicken and fish.
Mm.
And the M&M's has not scheduled a reinspection and remains closed. Um, but
Okay.
here's my thing. If I'm not mistaken, in 2020, M&M's did a revamp. I'm assuming they got a hold of the PPP loan and and they renovated. So
Okay.
to hear that they had all this going on in less than a year and a half to 2 years is
Right.
disheartening. Now, I
Right.
do understand that there's been a new owner over the last 3 years, and she's black.
Okay. Okay.
She's a very decorated young lady.
Huh.
So she was friends with the original owner, which was Mr. G.
Okay.
There was always, celebrities that were going in there. Mike Tyson was seen in there and eating in there. I mean, he had a lot of good endorsements. E40. I mean,
Okay.
it's Eminem.
Okay. All right.
So Janet Kay took over, I guess, about 3 years ago. Very renowned young lady. I mean, she's got accolades and decorations for days. However,
Okay. Okay.
being a foodie, she says she's a
Yeah.
foodie. Something's going on over there, Janet, and you're welcome to call in and talk to us. Let us know what's going on at 702
Right.
551 5261, because Miss Boss Lady is what they call her.
Okay.
We want to know what's going on because that's been a staple since 2005. The
Oh
one Las
wow, in
Vegas,
Las Vegas. Soul
uh-huh,
food.
it's the Las Vegas, Charleston, the Charleston area, if you
Okay.
guys know.
Okay.
So, yeah, in fact, that was a little disheartening, but that's fine. Well, it's not fine
No.
in
Immediate
that
closure is not never good. Never.
it's never good. It's never good. You're a health hazard. And the problem that I have with all of these is that when you know this, don't act like the inspector just showed up and these things just showed up. Do
Right.
yourself a favor and close the establishment before you get these demerits that are public.
Okay.
They got to stop putting money over and profits over public health.
Right, exactly. Not in this day and age. It's too much going on. It's,
There's too much going on.
too much stuff in the air, germs everywhere.
hmm
But
That
that's
is correct. Um, So what? Potatoes make the world go round. What's that, Ken? He said that was
Ken,
so dirty coming in here complaining about my dirty restaurant. That was the quotation.
right. He said
Oh,
Eminem and Auntie Kizzy's were in the ones in L.A. were amazing places.
they were. I'm telling you, if you didn't
Mm,
eat at either one of those spots, you weren't eating. That you just weren't really dining. You didn't really get the full soul
okay.
food experience if you hadn't eaten at M&M's. And I believe the
Okay.
same was true at one point, because at the one here. And I'm not going to spend too much more time on that. I'm really
Right.
disappointed.
Right.
I expect more of these restaurants. There was some little Thai spot in Henderson on Sunset and Gibson. That was a
Mm.
dirty. They were a repeat
Mm.
offender as well, and they shut down for inadequate refrigeration. I don't know why these people can't have a temperature in their freezer. There is a temperature gauge specific for freezers that tells you what degree your food's in. What?
Right.
Oh, that's it. And you in Las Vegas where it's 115 on any
Yeah,
given day in the
exactly.
summer.
Any given day.
Get your shit together.
Get it together, y'all. Get it
Restaurants, get
together.
it
I don't want to
together.
hear no more of my soul food restaurants on the dirty dining list. I don't want to hear that no more.
And I'm not
That
trying to
ain't good for
discourage
business.
anybody. It is not good for business, guys. It's not good
Right.
for business. So they're still shut down, needless to say. But with that being said, a
Am I
lot of
paying
that
attention?
reasoning is why I have not been going to eat out.
I agree.
Partly because me trying to get my diet together, trying to get
Mm-hmm.
a handle on my blood work.
Yeah,
But the other
right.
part is I've been pretty disappointed if I'm not going to a 5-star Michelin restaurant.
Okay.
And that's not really okay. It's just not. So,
Well,
um,
I was gonna say we are in Las Vegas. We're in the dying mecca of right now.
that's
So
correct.
there's a lot of five stars to choose from, and we will be choosing
Yeah.
a few,
And we have
and we
dined at a
have
lot of
already.
good places out here that are reputable, that are you're gonna get the same business that you get anytime you go.
Right.
But I went to Detroit this weekend. I went to
Oh,
Michigan.
nice.
There were a
Okay.
couple of different cities within Michigan that we went, Detroit being the main one. And I ate horribly, as y'all seen on my, J9 Roberts on my face page. So
What's horrible, girl? What'd you do? Was it the drinking horribly or eating horribly?
it was a
Which one was
combination
the
of
worst offender?
it
What
was a
did you the
combination of
worst?
one. It's kind of hard
Okay.
to give it's kind of hard to give people open bar because
Or
honey,
give
that
black folks open
means
bar. Can't give black folks open bar.
not really.
We don't
Because
know how
I went in, and my
to.
and I really do feel like my digestive system paid the price.
Yeah.
It's really hard to go from clean eating
Mhm.
and watching portions
Mhm.
to overstuffing yourself.
Mhm.
Now, the food that was prepared at the event we went to was better than any restaurant we could have went to. That home food was on point.
Okay.
Simple, but it was pretty good.
Okay.
Now, I went to the international. Well, it's not it's a House of Pancakes. It's not the IHOP. It's Detroit style,
Okay.
and I think
What
that
was
was the
you?
meal that did me in.
What did you eat? I want to know. I need to know some specifics.
Well, I'm a crepe fan, so I got me the stuffed, double stuffed. I can't just do a single stuffed. No, I got to go out and double down. So it's a double stuffed crepe with whipped cream and strawberries, and that would have been decent. But then I needed to have salt. These are add-ons, mind you. So I needed to have the scrambled eggs. I needed some
Oh.
potatoes because you know what I'm saying. Even though,
Mhm.
and I needed some sausage. So I needed the whole complete meal. I needed to experience it. Yeah,
Right? It's
yeah,
what you do. It's what you've always done.
yep.
You got to have the
Mm,
starch on top of protein, on top of starch, on top of protein. Any fruit in there? Any fruit?
no, and I had 3 cups of coffee. So yeah, yeah. That's how I did.
Ooh.
Now we did go down to the marina, um,
Okay.
and that was absolutely beautiful. And we ate. There was a Charlie Wilson was in town. We were thinking about going to concert. So
Okay.
that made the little area very busy, and there was a little stand that was real cute. It's got it looks like a garage, and
Okay.
the doors let up, and in there I had a prime rib sandwich, which was awesome,
Oh wow.
and I had all their sides, all their sides. So that's the
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
mac and cheese, that's the beans, that's potato salad. I sure did.
They have any greens?
If
I
you don't
mean that.
stop,
Yeah, you got to make it a whole meal.
gotta
I
make it
gotta
a
have
whole
the
meal. Well,
greens.
I did not. I did not. I had some
What?
coleslaw. I had some coleslaw.
Okay.
And in exchange for that, I am now drinking smoothies and fasting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
sounds about right. Now, let me just say, because you are retired, I understand that they are finally looking at the 4-day work week.
Yeah, right. They are. And my job, my previous employer actually started talking about rolling out the 4-day work week. Well, they already started with
Four tens.
the
Oh,
flexing, where you can work a few extra hours during the week, and if you want to take off a half day on Friday, you could. That's usually how they introduce the flexible work week. And so
mm.
apparently, probably by September, October, they were going to roll out trying to fully bring in the 4-day work week. But I'm retired and I left on very good terms. And I ain't gonna lie, if I can go do
Well,
anything I want to right now if I want.
abs, abso-freaking-lutely. And the reason why I brought that up was because do you know that 5-day work week is as old as Henry Ford in 1926?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
So the
ridiculous.
idea that we are just now revamping that just because of the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
which the pandemic let people know what they were worth, let people know
Right.
that they were underpaid. It kind of let people know
Right.
that they could actually do better in an entrepreneur. It changed a lot of the game.
It sure
And I just
did.
thought I'd bring that up because the employers need to get it together.
They need to catch up and get it
Yeah.
together because it's changed. Just like they had to change their internet policy because this new generation is like, oh, we
They
can't go
not,
online. Oh no, we ain't fooling with you. So they had to even change their internet policy. So it is what it is, and
yeah,
I hope
it
they
is
catch
what it
up.
is. Catch up.
I'll stick my foot
So
back in the water when I think it's time.
when you think it's time, I feel you on that. Well, so I thought something was very interesting that I saw on the news the other day about
Okay.
sustainable ice. And I thought it would be good for me to just kind of touch on real quick. Sustainable ice. Now, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well,
That
the
don't
reason why
sound
it caught
good.
my attention is because UC Davis is the inspiration for this, right in our backyard, our
Right.
hometown, California.
Okay.
They've come up with ice that doesn't melt. And it's
Ugh.
supposed to revolutionize. Well, it's not for us to eat. It's supposed to revolutionize the food game for transport.
Mm.
Because, honey, let me tell you what I heard. 90%. Well, no, it's half of all seafood that is delivered to uh, to the stores and
To
to
the
the restaurants
stores, to the
are
grocers.
spoiled already.
Oh wow.
Let me
Really?
let me say that for the people in the back.
Because the
Okay.
transportation, I get it.
Half the seafood that is delivered to your favorite restaurants, not all of them. We're talking seafood. We're talking about the very thing you're supposed to keep the tag in the restaurant. You're
Right.
supposed to, yeah, it's spoiled already.
Oh wow.
And they are still going to prepare it and bring it to the table. They're
Yeah,
still
they
going to
are.
prepare it and make it look good. They're freezer burn. They've thawed out and refreezed again, and they're going to stick it right there out in your fresh grocery store.
Mm.
Yeah.
And hope you
And
do
so,
okay. And
and
hope
hope
you
you
feel okay.
survive.
Oh wow.
So the reason I brought it up was twofold. That's supposed to revolutionize a lady named Susan Wong, and she's right there, UC Davis. Shout out to UC Davis.
Okay.
Um, and so it's supposed to be 90% water. It's biodegradable. It's reusable. It's going to be USDA safe. and they got a 44,000 grant to make this thing happen. And so it's
Mm,
going to be they're going to exchange that. It's supposed to trap the water and help with food delivery so we can get, you know,
fresh, fresh. Our food be
so we can get
maintained and transported properly, so it remains fresh and doesn't
that is
spoil
right.
during the transportation
That
process.
is right.
These truck drivers, man, they be on them road trying to get it to you, and it be hot when they be sitting in
It's
traffic. That
hot. It's
ice
long
melts.
distance.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So, we're doing some things, some pretty good things in California. And before we get to our main topic of the day, in terms of the soul food, I want to talk a little bit about walking and the benefits of
Mm.
walking.
Okay.
I was in the back of an Uber car, and I had this lady who was talking about she had diabetes and high blood pressure, and she had all these things. Mind you, she's a cigarette smoker, but we're not going to touch on that. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to tell you, but you already know. But she said that her friends told her, and I told her, I don't know what kind of friends you have, honey. I feel bad for you. That her friends told her that walking was not beneficial.
What? What?
And I'm like, you're a grown lady. What are we talking about here?
Yes, exactly. That is like false.
What are we talking about
Very
here?
false.
So,
Not beneficial to what? Like
like it
rapid weight
wasn't gonna,
loss or something?
yeah, that
Or
it
like
wasn't
it
gonna,
was. No, that's not gonna
that
help.
it
I'm
wasn't gonna
sorry.
help her lose weight, that it wasn't gonna
Mm.
help her overall. And I thought, what terrible misinformation. So I just wanted to talk
Yeah,
real
that
quick because
is.
I've been doing walking,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been trying to do 30 minutes a day, which is the recommendation. But let me
Mm-hmm.
just talk real quick. Let's talk real quick and let's get it together, guys. Let's get it
Right.
together.
Right.
One of the benefits of physical and mental well-being of walking is it's brain boosting.
Right.
They have found that it reduces Alzheimer's.
Hmm.
That's just for starters. That is
Right.
just
Because
for
there's a
starters.
laundry list of
There's
what
a laundry
walking
list.
is good for.
That's right. So if you're like me and you're trying to change your lifestyle, you're trying to get a handle on maybe some of your numbers, and you just
Mm-hmm.
want to feel overall good, please get out and take a walk at least three
Take a
times a
walk.
week. Get that fresh
Yep.
air.
Yep.
It improves eyesight because it helps fight glaucoma.
Huh.
Increases the oxygen flow into the lungs, obviously, which
Right.
there's pancreas benefits, prevent diabetes. You are six times greater to because you're going to produce less insulin,
Mm.
which is, you know what I'm saying? You're going to reduce
Mm-hmm.
the risk of colon cancer because it helps the digestive system. Okay. So I just
Okay.
wanted to put that out there. Try to take 10,000 steps a day. You don't have to go to the
Yes.
gym. You know what
No.
I'm saying? You just need to keep your spine straight, bend your elbows, honey, get that 90-degree angle, swing them arms,
Mm-hmm.
stabilize your pelvis and your optimal speed.
Right? And then get out there. Get it. I got a dog, thank goodness, and he's the reason I take walks at least twice a day. I just let him out maybe once or twice to go use the bathroom, but I will take him out for an actual walk because it's good for me. It's good for him. He needs it, but it's good for me as well.
It's
Shoot.
good.
And it's
It really is
also
good.
good for clearing your brain and, having conversations with the Lord or whoever you're talking to when you walk in.
Or
It's
whoever
good,
you're talking to. That's right.
right? It
So,
is.
um, the last thing is that it releases endorphins, so it's going to
Yep.
help with your blood vessels, and
Mm-hmm.
that's my issue. I've got some neurological things going on, and I tell you what,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing better than getting out there and taking a walk, a brisk walk. It feels
Yep.
so good. So
Yes,
that
it
is my
does.
health tip of the day. That is going to help me get through my numbers issue. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
I
no,
used
go
to
ahead.
work at this company years ago, well over 25, maybe even 30 years ago. I worked at this company, and this lady, she had lost like almost 200 pounds, and all she did was walk. She didn't run. She didn't go to do anything
Mm,
extra above and
mhm,
beyond.
mhm.
She just walked every day. She took a power walk every day for 45 minutes at the least.
That's right. That's right.
And it did her a world of good. So I knew at that point, like years ago, walking was was good, was a good form of exercise. Weight
Walking
training is
is
great, but
healthy.
walking is great.
It is. It really is. So I just wanted to cover them benefits. And why don't we walk right
Thank
on
you.
into our
Thank
second
you.
half of the show and talk a little bit
Thank
about some
you.
soul food.
All right.
So we talked a little bit about relationships last week. We're gonna jump on into part two of relationships.
Okay. I'm with you.
And we're gonna
Walk
talk
with us.
about actually we're gonna try to cover the gamut because I really don't want to talk to you guys again about this. I want you to get it together. Okay. Anybody that wants to call in at 702-551-5261, I need you to download the app. I need you guys to put notifications on the app. Um, Follow us every Thursday. We got good information. I'm chilling. We're trying to give you some tips on healing yourself.
Right. We need it. This is
We
that
need
day
it.
and age.
We need it. So let's talk about relationships, relating. Let's talk about, you know what I'm saying, what it really means. Because I think the misnomer in relationships is that, first of all, people are scared of the word. Let's just start there.
Mm.
A lot of people believe that relationship means we have to be in something intimate when you use the word,
Okay.
and that's not true,
No, of course not.
right?
We have all different levels of relationships.
We have different levels of relationship. And so let's talk about the family, the acquaintance, the friend, and the romantic relationships.
Okay.
And if they're healthy or unhealthy. Because listen, guys, getting some of this stuff right helps you to do all the other things that we talk about. So if you want
True.
to heal yourself and you want to examine whether you're in something healthy or something that is toxic, that seems to be the latest buzzword now is these toxic relationships and
Toxic.
toxic people.
Right.
Um, and you kind of need to know what classification you and the person you're relating to is in. Some of you
Right.
have misjudged the relationship. Okay. So with that, I wanted to just say that a relationship is a state of being connected.
Okay.
So even if you just have a dealing with one person one time, did you connect? Did you connect on a business level? Did you connect on you just met one time in the grocery store? Because I don't think any interaction is a mistake.
Right. I agree with that. Whether
At
it's good or
least,
bad, it's not a mistake. It's either to test you, or grow you, or someone to come in your life and make a significant change.
and you need to know where you are in that stage because
Right.
they may start as an acquaintance, but it doesn't mean that they have been romantic. And we're going to talk about that right now. I also want to talk about what the synonyms of a relationship. So think about this. I actually looked up the synonyms, and it's different. These words are really different for me, like proportion and alliance and correlation and associate and affair. These are all things that are synonymous with relationship. And I say that because these are words, they're healthy words as far as I'm concerned. You know, everybody isn't your friend. They might just be an associate.
Right.
And your
Know
friend
the
you want to
difference.
have alliance with.
Right.
So, yeah, know the difference. So I think a
Mom,
lot of people, oh, yeah, absolutely.
mom says the word relationship is deep and misused.
It is. It is very misused. And here's how we're going to know that it is misused. Okay. So, um, three things in my opinion. These are my opinions, and I want you to,
Right.
definitely rule in and let me know how you feel. But when you're unevenly yoked,
Right.
meaning that you don't have an even playing field, you're not evenly connected to the person. Somebody either has a greater advantage or less advantage. That you see things differently, but yet you're trying to force this thing on. I think that there is a misplacement which we just talked about. You've misplaced the relationship in
Mm.
terms of what it really is versus what you think it is in your head.
Mm.
And the other thing I think is expectations. I
Right.
think those three make it really difficult for you to feel out where this relationship is or is not. And with that, I'm also going to say, when I was in culinary school, there were two reasons why restaurants fail. And I believe this is probably still true to this day.
Mm.
One of
Okay.
them is thievery. When you got a bunch of sleuth footing, stealing, grabbing at the back
Right.
door, taking
Right.
your
Taking
steak
all the
and
food.
eggs,
Taking
and
all the food
overpouring
home.
your liquor,
Yep.
your business is going to fail.
Right.
I give you 6 months if you ain't doing accounting properly. The second
Mm.
reason is, which is the most important reason, is mismanagement. Because obviously, mismanagement is the reason why people are stealing.
Right.
But
Right.
what they said, the key to that was people not understanding their role.
Mm.
So maybe the manager and the chef don't understand, the head chef doesn't understand who's doing the ordering, who's doing the purchasing, who's doing the check-in, who's doing roles were crossing and people didn't have clear definition on what they were supposed to be doing and the restaurant
Okay.
sank. Because
Okay.
once you don't set those roles, people do whatever the
Right.
hell they want to do.
And they
And
make
that's
it
what
up as they
happens.
go. Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens in a relationship when it's not healthy.
Right. Right.
So those were the three things that I felt like are the mishap in relationships. And then we're going to talk about what makes it healthy and unhealthy.
Hmm.
But I want your opinion on what you feel.
Mishaps in relationships.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, of course, communication. I guess that all finds a line. If someone doesn't know their role, that has everything to do with how they're communicating. Um, and
That's true.
I think that's important. And I people also have the ability to, uh, no matter what you tell them, make up something in their mind of how they think something should be or is going to be or how they see you. Um,
Is that what they call perception? So would that
yeah,
be
it could be your perception. Yeah, absolutely. Or a little bit of a, I don't know. I think when you can romanticize relationships that
mm,
don't need to be romanticized, a lot of times,
mm,
from my understanding, people will start to feel for other people um, and like them based on what they think about them versus what they're actually showing you. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's a big
someone will
one.
show you who they are, but in
That's a
your
big one.
mind you've already romanticized them, or you're trying to turn that red flag that they showed you yellow or green. We do that. We tell our own selves lies about relationships with people. We lie to ourselves about
That's
certain
good.
relationships.
That's
So
good.
mom
I,
says it can be unequal, is not balanced in responsibility, roles, mindset, and identity,
okay.
which is absolutely true.
That is absolutely the truth. That's right. I fully agree. So I'm going to touch on a few things that I feel are unhealthy in relationships. And if it fits you, you need to seek some professional help because many of these traits in unhealthy relationships are personalities.
Right.
These are some of these people, this is who you are at your core. So you're
Mm.
probably, if you fit in this category, um, check yourself. So
Uh-oh.
I always have a people that come on strong. I have a problem with
Yeah.
that.
I run from people that come on too strong.
You already know.
Yep. We
I've
run the other
had
way.
so in the dating world, I've had men that come on too strong and I can't
Mm-hmm.
stand it. But I have
Mm-mm.
allowed them to just talk instead of, no. That whole you're for me, you're mine, I want you. We just met. Negro, we all
Right.
we had was dinner. Like, how did God tell you I was your that is a problem because usually
Right.
that coming on strong leads to jealousy and excessive behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
can put money on it that if somebody's coming on strong and they're trying to put the pressure on, and they insist on being your friend. They're trying to force their way into your life. They feel like they belong there. That's a problem.
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
problem.
Yeah,
Um, I
I run
think
away.
I do now. Sometimes I found it a little entertaining, and some of these guys actually made it to be my boyfriend. It was a mistake.
Oh Lord. So that would mean that their persistence and all the stuff that we don't like, because you coming on strong, the persistence and they continue to push forward eventually wore you down.
You're probably right. I think you described that in a very perfect way.
Oh Lord.
Never ends well.
And no.
Possessiveness, jealousy, controlling, and guys, we're not talking about just dating. Let's get it together and let's get it clear. We're talking about relationships with people who are acquaintances, who are friends, and family that exert
Mm,
themselves into your life. They're gonna push their way into it's that's not gonna work. And so the unrealistic expectations, and then people, you said it just right. People who have a vision of what they think you are and who they think you should be.
mm-hmm.
That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Always trying
That's
to,
unhealthy.
very unhealthy. But a lot of people do it. It's almost like a given. A lot of people do it because they walk around in their own fantasy.
In
And
their own
they just
fantasy.
want someone to fit right in. And if you look the part, they're
You're in.
probably going to give you all the leeway to be in that part, even though you might not have a lot of the qualities that they're looking for. They'll still give them to you mentally, which is
Mentally.
interesting
It
that they'll
is,
still give them to you.
to say the least.
That's like us dating for potential. It's not a good look.
Dating for potential. Oh, that's a whole nother topic. That is a whole
Right.
nother exceptional topic. Dating for potential.
Mm-mm.
Not for the obvious and for the present and for the now, but dating for
Right.
what I think you can be and what I think I can make you.
Mm.
So the other things, these are a little bit more concerning for me. Is the blamer. People who they're always blaming you or blaming somebody else, and so they come into friendships and relationships, and it's already somebody else's fault, or
Somebody
somebody.
else's fault,
The
right?
reason why you and the last friend didn't get along, it was their fault. It's always the blame
Mm-hmm.
game. And
Mm-hmm.
then making other people responsible for your own actions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying when I say that? So like, um, you the reason why I hit you. It was what you
Yeah.
said to me that made me
Mm-hmm.
upset.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of personality, you did it. And so and as a result of what you did, then this is what I'm doing.
That
And
we
then
call lack of accountability, and that
it's
is
lack
a
of accountability.
buzzword right now, all around the world right now.
Lack of accountability, as well as a lack of, what is the word? What was I thinking? So not being accountable, and there was something else that I was thinking in this, making other people responsible, and but usually that comes with people being verbally abusive.
Mm. Mm.
There is a very commonality of people who will not be responsible for their actions, who blame game, can also have a high propensity for being verbally abusive.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Now, I'm not a psychologist and I have not done any
Okay.
statistics, but
Okay.
I
I
can
was
tell you that personality traits run in a gamut. Personality
okay.
traits that are narcissistic, and
Right.
that
Right.
are all about themselves usually run in the same gamut of being a cruel person,
Mm.
blaming you and that kind of stuff.
Everything
So
is your
if
fault. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you're in a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's your family, whether it's somebody that you are in a romantic, intimate relationship with, and they are verbally abusive, they are threatening, they are cruel, they are bullying, they are possessive, run.
Yep.
And I say that with all sincerity. Ain't no jokes with this. These are not jokes. Seek an advocate,
That's right.
right?
That's
And then maybe
right.
seek a professional.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I will say that. But then here's another area that I want to touch on: this social media and technology in relationships.
Okay. I mean,
It's
that's a loaded subject because
it's a tricky one.
most people pick up their phone before they say good morning to the person they laying next to,
Before they even say thank you, God, or thank you,
right?
thanks for life and breath, they have reached for their phone. Now, my thing with the social media is people that are that like to do subliminals online to their friends, to
Them
their family.
subs,
It's them
them
subs.
subs.
Y'all subbing. You
I be
subbing. You know
watching
what I
them
mean?
too. But here's the flip side. This is me playing the advocate is saying, or the other side of the coin, is that maybe it's your perception that somebody might be subbing, because maybe it's you that what they say, hit dog holler.
That
you
could be the
know,
case.
you may be triggered because it was
It's,
probably you.
it's probably you. So
So
let me
that
be
could
more
be a double
specific.
fold.
Yeah, let me
Okay.
be more specific. I'll be more
Okay.
specific. If I'm mad at you, my BFF, and I go
Mm.
online and I tell everybody that I'm mad at you because now I want some camaraderie online.
Mm.
That's the personality I'm speaking of. Husband and wife,
Okay.
boyfriend and girlfriend. You're getting
Oh,
online
when
and you're
they,
fighting with each other,
yeah.
and you don't want us to say nothing, but you putting all your business
All your
in the
business.
streets. So
Yeah.
that makes for difficult relationships. And listen, I also don't
Right.
want you to have a friendship with me and you judging me because I'm online, but I ain't called you back.
Right.
None of your
Right.
business.
Mind your business. Because I
Mind
will
your
do that.
business.
Don't play with me.
Stop looking for the blue light.
Right.
You heard? Stop playing with
Stop
me.
trying to see if I'm online so
Stop
you can
trying
hit
to
me up.
see so you can hit me
I'm
up.
still not going to answer. I still ain't
Well,
going to answer the phone. Don't play with
and
me.
you got to be careful because the stalking online, the blocking online. Now you didn't block me because you mad at me. That's so immature, guys. If these are the people you have as your friends and your family, and you have
Right.
it out with them, and they feel like going on social media and
Right.
blocking you has hurt you, probably did me a favor.
Right.
But we're
Exactly.
talking about relationships. I mean, these are people are bullying online. They're bullying their
Yeah.
friends, or so you got to be careful when you have relationships with people. If you want them to be healthy, look at some of the signs. Now we're going to talk about um, uh, some positive things.
Okay.
How do you know you're in a healthy relationship? How do you know what are the signs you look for when you are dealing with people?
For
I
me
pose that.
personally,
Hmm.
I
Yep.
when I'm dealing with somebody, I look for ease of being able to conversate with them, ease
Mm,
of being able to relate, and if they get me and I get them, I look just for that ease of connection and it doesn't feel heavy or strained. Um, I won't even say awkward. Sometimes even regular relationships get a little awkward at times,
okay. Okay.
it just when you're getting used to them. But I just would say the ease of the connection is the main thing I look for. And their energy. I
Okay.
do pick up energy from people very quickly, and
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, I'll make an assessment real quick. And I tend to be very quiet when I first meet people that I'm just getting to know because I'm just picking up the
Mhm.
vibe and the
You're picking
energy
up the
that's
vibe.
around me,
Mhm.
right? And if
Mhm.
I sense friendliness or if I sense kindness naturally, it'll be easy to connect with that person.
Oh,
Easy.
Mom Irene is watching and Tracy's watching, and thank you
Mm-hmm.
guys for tuning in. We really appreciate the support on the
Yes,
hottest station
ma'am.
in the land, Hot 702.5. I really appreciate the support. So for
Yes, we
me,
appreciate it.
we let's get it together as a whole. Absolutely
Right?
appreciate it. So for me, I look for someone that when I'm looking for dealings with people, whether it's in business or whether it's in something that may lead to intimate or you're just an acquaintance, I look to see
Mm-hmm.
that you are caring. I
Mm-hmm.
look to
Right.
see that you have some empathy or that you have some concern, and that shows in that vibe, that shows
Right.
in that energy
Right.
upon meeting you or seeing you, whether it's family and friends. I
Right.
look for positive experiences.
Mm.
So if you've moved from an acquaintance into a friendship and I call you family, then I expect us to have a ball. You heard me? I need quality experiences with people that I deal
Right.
with.
Right.
May not always be, we may not always be seeing eye to eye, but I
Right.
expect that when we get together, we have a great time.
And a
Simple
positive
stuff,
experience.
a positive
Mm-hmm.
experience. I look for somebody that will challenge my growth, and that is not
Okay.
always agreeing. Yes, ma'am,
Right.
yes, ma'am, yes, 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 yes. I need somebody
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna say, no, that don't look right. No, that don't sound right.
Right.
So, um, and then I look for people that believe in me. And
Hmm.
every single one of those categories, from an acquaintance to a family to a friend to a lover, I expect you to believe in me,
Mm.
believe
Okay.
in and believe in us. If that's where we're
Okay.
going, if we're going to do business together, I need you to believe in what we're going into business for.
Okay.
So that's how I categorized how people progress or stay in those areas, um, of family and friends and acquaintances. And I try not to blur the lines, because if I just
Mm.
met you, you are not my family.
Right. If I just met you, you're probably not even a friend. I'm getting to know you to
I'm getting to
see
know
if
you.
you should be a
I'm
friend.
getting to
You
know
know
you.
what I mean? If
Yep,
we get that far in our
that's right.
connection,
So you
right?
might have to slow down. Love
Exactly.
David says right. So
Right.
in
Exactly.
these relationships, slow down. And y'all, that's
Mm.
why I believe in fasting. I always come back to fasting because it
Okay.
helps you to have that third eye. It opens up
Yeah.
your spirit so that you can receive information.
You can be discerning. You need to be
Absolutely.
discerning
You
when
need
you're
to be
dealing with
discerning.
people.
Yeah, you need to know who's going to be in your camp, who's in your circle, who's around you. And all these healthy things help you to be the best person you can be. And that's all we're trying to do on Let's Get It Together.
Right? That's it. We just trying
It's
to
really
get
what we're
y'all
trying to do.
together, get us, and we talking to ourselves too. We talking to you, but we talking to ourselves too.
That is
So,
correct. That is correct. Because I've
you know,
misjudged situations, and especially the
right.
man and woman relationship. That one's a hard one because when you meet a girlfriend, she's a girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she can progress from acquaintance to friend, and then you might want to call her family. However, that man woman relationship will need a part three.
Right.
Will need a
Right.
part three. Mainly because that's where those lines get blurred because of expectations, because of that perception in the head, like you talked about. Yeah, you got to
Right.
keep people where they belong, and that's
Yeah.
where we
That
tend to go wrong.
yep, it could be a challenge, but I that's why I'm a slow mover. I'm
You are.
probably slower than I'm a slow mover and probably because of some the relationships I've had along the way in my past. For me to get to a trust level, it takes some time. I'm not going to trust you off the bat. I'm not one of those people that start with I 100% trust you and then you
And then you take away from
gotta
it.
take away from the trust. No, I am I don't trust you, but you cool. Give me a minute to figure out what level of trust I can hand over to you, if any at all.
So your eyebrows up. Your
My
eyebrows is
eyebrow
up.
tends to go up from the gate, and I don't know. That's because of my own traumas and the childhood issues and things I've gone through that
Okay.
make me that way.
Okay.
But
And the flip
so
side is I'm a little bit more entertaining of the bullshit.
yes, yes. I was gonna say, I was like, you tend to give every people the benefit of the doubt from the gate, and then they have to prove themselves, knock themselves out of the running. I know that
I've gotten
that
a
is
little
happening.
better. I've gotten a little better in
But
that area.
here's the benefit
However,
of you being that way is that you have a nice circle of people around you. You have genuine good people around you that you've given a chance, and you didn't just block them from the gate.
Right. That's true. I would have to agree with that. And I have also prayed because of some of my openness that my prayer in the last 10 years has been God, put in my life who I need and eliminate people in my life that I don't need and allow people
Right,
that,
Mom?
that are interacting with me
Mm-hmm.
to be just that. And when it's over, it's over. Let me not have any problems with you removing it and let me not go back and pick it up. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
You heard? It's simple. You know what I mean? You can, and that's what helps create the discernment. That's what helps you let you know um, if you are in something that's leading to healthy or toxic,
Mm-hmm.
right? You need people that are actually going to be on your side and that support you and that care about you. And if you don't have those things and your relationship is abusive, all I will say is seek help. I will
Right.
say that, and I emphasize that because we need to be whole. And usually somebody that's toxic is trying to take away from your wholeness, trying to take away from your joy, your happiness. And honey, at this point in life, we don't need it. It's already
Right.
enough stuff going on.
Man.
Yeah, it's already enough stuff going on in this life. So I'm not
Well,
sure. I know that there are some things going on in the community. One of them, you went to a food court,
no,
a
I went
farmer's
to a
market.
farmer's market today. I went to a farmer's market in Green Valley. It was quite expensive. It was they only had one fruits and vegetable vendor there that came from Fresno, California to buy your fruits and vegetables from, but that was nice. I really enjoyed that. But
Okay.
yeah, pretty expensive. I bought some local honey too. Local honey is so good for you. Very expensive, but I would rather pay the cost up front than the cost on the tail end
Especially
with
when it
my
comes to
health.
allergies, right? Because
Right.
the local honey helps with allergies. And I know that was a
Yep.
quick flip into that, but I say that because um, while you're seeking to maintain healthy relationships, make sure you are constantly thinking about your internal health and
Right.
what you eat and where you go. And all of these things help to make a total man, a total
Yep.
woman, a total person. Okay. um, so next week I know we need a little theme music, and I've been
Yes.
waiting on a particular artist. She said she is going to be working with me. You guys, I have a real special surprise. We have a real special surprise with our little theme song. She's
Okay.
a local artist that is well respected in the community, and I'm just waiting on her free availability. And we're gonna be bringing y'all a little bit of intro and outro. You heard?
Nice. Nice.
So, with that being said, we've had another wonderful episode of Let's
Yes,
Get It
yes, yes.
Together.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning
Absolutely.
in.
Hot 702.5 FM. There is a lot of other artists and music and good stuff on this app, y'all. Download the app.
Yes, it's worth it.
Stream with us every Thursday. Check out all the other podcasts and radio hosts during the week. It is phenomenal. We are on one of the greatest stations in the land, honey.
Right? Like, share, subscribe. Like,
That's
share,
right.
subscribe.
That's right. Share this information because there are some people who are not in healthy relationships. There's some people who need to learn how to walk and get some
Yes.
fresh air. It'll clear your head, and then you can figure out if these friends are really your friends, if your boyfriend really your boyfriend, and if your family
Right.
really got your back.
Right. Right.
Okay. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace, love, and light, prosperity, and protection to you all.
I
Another
feel
great
it.
show. Another
I
great
feel
show
it.
with Jezzy and
And J9, and you can reach me on J9 Comedy on Instagram, J9 Roberts on Facebook, and J9 Comedy um, on TikTok. I like to do my TikToks.
okay. And you can reach me at Instagram at Jezzy Oh My and on Facebook at Jezere Osborne. My government name ain't changed. I ain't changing.
And we working on it, guys. We trying to get our shit together too. We gonna have a we we gonna have a page that's gonna recap, and we're gonna be able to go to one location. So you don't, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna come together.
We got you. We got
We
you.
got you. All right. Peace out.
Much love. Peace.
See you next week. Same time, same place. Don't look like that.
Okay.
Signing out at any moment.
Okay.